And we're live.
I have a question about back to the Trump thing. So they impeached him a second time. What should they do in the Senate? Should they just not hear it and move on like they did the first time?
I think they should fucking dump it. Why would you waste so much? Listen, I hate Trump more than any other fucker on the planet. I fucking hate that guy. What?
Isn't it 5 days away? Right? 6?
Yeah. Well, okay, so if they impeach him or whatever, like do the thing,
convict him in the Senate,
he loses his pension, he loses his security detail, and he loses something else. It impacts his presidential lifestyle for the rest of his life. Also, there's a thing they can do that make it so he can't run for office again, right? Like, hey, you're kind of treasonous. You started an insurrection. You can't run for office anymore. That really impacts his influence on like what happens now. You know, or he could. Let's say Ted Cruz wants to run next time. He probably does. You know, Trump can fuck with him by threatening to run. Whereas if he can't run, then he loses that weapon. So,
yeah, and we would all like to see Trump fuck with Ted Cruz some more.
It is a positive.
You're what's ugly.
Like, didn't consider that.
Like, why would you sit there and like waste, like, you have such limited time under Biden and you have such an ambitious agenda, and we're still like losing like 50 million people a day to the coronavirus. Like, I feel like we need to just focus on shit going forward. I'm not one of these people to sit here and jerk off like, oh, we need to forgive and forget and unity, but like, we kind of do. Like, we have a lot of shit we got to get done. Harping on the Trump shit is just going to make you sound deranged to everybody that's not like already bought into your political narrative. Like, fucking eject that shit, move the fuck on. Like,
you know what I want to do? This is what I would do if I were king of the Senate. I'd take it up in 100 days and, you know, have a little hindsight and calm. Like, you let Biden try, 100 days in the administration is usually the most productive. Let them do the bipartisan shit. Let them do the unity things. Let them do whatever they can. And then once 150 days has expired, let's use the wisdom we've gathered over that couple of months and figure out what to do about Trump. Should we just let it die? Should we look into it? What's Trump doing now? You know, that might guide what we do next.
I guess like the scary thing is just that everything in politics is give and take. If you want something, you're going to have to give something. And I couldn't imagine losing like a public option in healthcare or some immigration reform bill or some 15 an hour minimum wage, having to sacrifice that at the altar of the Trump conviction thing. Like
or legalize marijuana, which is all I care about.
Or total reformation of the DEA, and all the scheduling shit is fucked. Yeah, like I would hate to have to sacrifice any political ground there to fucking convict Trump. Like the guy is like 400 fucking pounds. He's like 80 years old. Like let him fucking go off.
That's another good bet. Will they legalize pot federally? Will Biden take his old ass hand, scribble that down with Kamala guiding his wrist? Will that happen?
I think
I'm on the
I think so.
side. I'm like, I'm on the Blues fan side. I'm hopeful, but I expect nothing. So
what I usually do in situations like this, like I do it with UFC a lot, like, all right, like I want Conor McGregor to beat Dustin Poirier. But if I bet $100 on Dustin Poirier, I'm happy no matter what happens. Because I'm either going to win $100 or my favorite fighter is going to win and be back in contention to get his belt back. Either way, I'm happy.
That's a good way to do it.
So I totally think they're going to legalize pot. I don't know if they're going to expunge records, or if they do, if it'll be in a way that helps Kyle. But the House already passed it. And now the Democrats own the Senate too. And I'm making this up, but I have to believe there's some Republican support for the pot thing. Like, they're not 100% against it. There's red states that have legalized pot.
Yeah.
So
Rand Paul's in the mix for it, right? He's one.
Yeah. So I just think they're going to get it passed. You know, the House is going to do it again. They're going to pass it again.
Just in the nick of time.
For somebody, just not
That's you. For you to get off of probation.
Yeah. But it's gonna pass. I don't know why it hasn't. I don't know why the Republicans aren't for it.
Old dumb shit. There are so many issues that both sides, I feel like they need to be a little bit flexible on, and they'd win so many voters.
Guns.
Like Democrats need to drop the fucking like crazy gun shit.
Yes.
Like just ease up a little bit, okay? And then Republicans, I think Republicans and Republicans get mad at but like just fucking let go of the abortion thing, okay? Listen, just fucking drop it, okay? You lose so much. Also, stop being racist, okay? Republicans, as somebody that's grown up, half Cuban, my family, and grew up in a very, very black neighborhood, some of the most conservative motherfuckers that I've met in my life are brown and black. If you would just stop being fucking racist, you would have so many fucking allies here in these minority communities. If you just
They're very religious. Yeah, you're
holy
absolutely right.
shit, they're incredibly fucking religious, very fucking traditional in terms of like gender roles and everything. Very
and
like
abortion and stuff. Like
yeah,
if they want a bunch
I-
of abortion allies, those are,
I agree with
God.
everything you said, and to tip my hat to the Republicans. You just want them to ease off a little bit.
yeah.
Homophobia was a losing issue for the Republicans. It was just a variation of being an asshole. You know, you're just a fucking asshole giving people a hard time for no gain. No, you're just like, I hate this kind of person because the Bible told
Why are
me
you
to.
taking the L's on this issue? Yeah.
Yeah, just fucking take a step back. And you would still say the Republicans are the anti-gay party if there is one. But oh my
Well, I
god,
mean,
it's
like the
died
whole,
down
like,
a ton.
Mike Huckabee coming out defending the one woman that said she didn't want to issue marriage certificates, or like the master cake shop, the whatever. Like, I feel like there are issues that both sides could just like drop and they would massively increase. Because like, let's be real, like evangelicals aren't going to be fucking voting for AOC because Republicans have no longer harped on abortion constantly. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, the Republicans should get. I think if Trump had legalized marijuana a year ago, he'd have won the re-election. I think that would have been enough to push him over. And I think that so if they get on the weed train, if they'd be the party of marijuana business, if they'd push that angle, like the tax revenue and how it's all going toward education, infrastructure, name a thing people care about, and then also
speed.
like you said, get back off on the racism thing. Like they're making us all look bad
issue.
here.
Yeah,
Like it's
a shit ton of money on the pot thing. They're like the best example of it.
And
but have other
the drug thing helps the gun thing so much too. The war on drugs contributes so much to fucking gun violence in the United States, which is like fucking 90% from fucking gang violence. Like if you shut that shit down, you're helping so many different parts of your platform that like, fuck, like, it's so frustrating.
I wonder. Well, how will they morph in the next 4 years, right? Will Republicans make any of these positive steps? It's possible because they did it on the homophobia thing. Will Democrats make any good steps forward? Or will they be like, now's our chance to rip guns out of your hands?
Republicans are gonna double down and be like, we're back to neocon stuff. We're just like Bush Jr. again. Oh, also Iran's threatening us. We took a nice little break from starting new wars the past 4 years, but I'm rip roaring to go. Like they're gonna try and fold back in. They're gonna try and run someone like Nikki Haley, some pro-war neocon. Like they're gonna try and expel Trump as far from it as possible and go on as though nothing happened back to Bush.
If Iran killed Trump, I think I'd be like, nah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, he got you. You got him. Let's call it a push.
Don't let me on the. I'm not want to be here when the FBI calls. There's a lot of fucking digging into shit right now.
He's not president in this.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. I think there was an earlier. So there was an earlier part of this video got cut off. So Donald Trump is a character in the Rust server that we're all on, and Iran was based across the river from us. And Woody was talking about that. I don't know
Thank
if
you. That did lack context. Yeah.
Yeah.
Donald. Easy mistake.
I don't think the pro-war stuff is going to sell as much for. It's going to take at least another 10. People still remember Iraq too much, and Afghanistan. I don't think people are going to be willing to jump back into that.
We need a good war. That's what we need. We need to conquer something again. I'm always saying this. I've said it many times before. We just go in, blow up all their shit, and leave. No, you go in, blow up all their shit, take over, and then you get paid to rebuild it.
I've said
that's what we used to do.
Wait, that's what we did in Iraq, though, and that's where ISIS came from.
No, we didn't conquer. We gave it back to the Iraqis.
We take over Mexico. We don't need a wall. We're saving money.
No, Mexico has a lot of the same animals we have.
No, you take over a country that's got their shit together, Woody. You take over Canada, everything just works. Like you're good to go.
You're winning me over.
Yeah, but once we subsume Canada, it's not going to work anymore.
You're winning me over. Ah, shit. I can't find it.
All Canadians.
If we had Mexico to the Canada, America. Oh, it's even worse.
No. We make Canada a territory. All right. They don't get to vote or anything. Not really. And a Trump territory, like what Trump thinks Puerto Rico is.
Trumpada. We'll rename.
Trumpada.
Insult to injury. We
Trumpland.
make hockey the national sport of America. Insult to injury. That'll destroy their Canadian spirits.
I like that too.
Except we rank it as our fourth favorite and say they can't even have it as their favorite.
Damn.
That's called demoralization. That's part of conflict.
Psyops.
We should just conquer something, and I think that would or destroy a lot of infrastructure globally. Like World War II was great for us. Germany was fucked, Japan was fucked, China was destroyed, and Great Britain was fucked. All their infrastructure, they needed American products. We need that again. Then the American worker flourishes.
I'm stupid. How did China get destroyed in World War II?
Japan.
Japan just fucked up China all the time?
They invaded China. You might want to Google something called the Rape of Nanking.
I have heard of that. Sure.
Yeah. The Japanese, for some reason, don't care for the Chinese at all. They raped, murdered, pillaged, tortured the fuck out of the Chinese. A lot of those horrific human experiments they did were done to Chinese
Jokes
prisoners.
on them. First they rape, and then China's population explodes, and now they're a global leader in the economy.
I think that their population was pretty large before that.
Don't question my
they're holding
history.
their own.